Guys, what are we doing today? Well, this is the Petrified Fish Havrog. And you can see it spinning around in front of you. It is a very attractive knife, but it's got a lot going for it. It is unusual that I am this pleased with something that went in my pocket on first day. So without any further ado, we're going to turn this around. We're going to take a look at it from above, and I'm going to tell you what I've noticed so far in the first 5 hours of carry. So stand by for that logo, and let's take a look at it. So guys, like I said in the intro, this is the Petrified Fish Havrog, and this thing is a lot of fun. It's got a lot of cool features, but I have to say, I have not been this impressed with a knife first day in pocket in a while. It's not so much any one thing in particular, but like the whole package. So we'll talk about that. I'll talk about the stuff that I found on it that I really, really like, stuff that I don't like, which is minimal. So yeah. You can even reverse flick off the thumb stud. So first things first, as we always do, let's look at some size comparisons. First knife up is going to be the 9-inch Kaiser Begleiter XL. Great knife. One of the ones that's on my list of knife of the year. You can see not a huge knife by any stretch. And it is very, very well done. Nice micarta on both of these, by the way. Your next knife's going to be a knife we don't get to see very often, the Oxworks Osprey. Very nice little knife right here by Eric Ox. So you can see not a big knife. These are both fairly decent sized knives. And then as always, our final comparison is going to be the Chris Reeve Knives Sabenza. And as you can see, it's a little bit bigger. It's probably about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch bigger or longer than this. But this has a lot of stuff going for it. So let's get this out of the way, and we're going to talk about this great knife so far, first day in pockets. So, first day in pocket so far. Sorry, my mat is out of alignment. It's not where I want it. First day in pocket so far, I'll tell you the things I've noticed. Like I said, it's been about 5 hours since I put this in my pocket. This thing so far is great. You're looking at a very uniquely shaped knife to begin with. It's got a really good feel to it. This is the Petrified Fish Havrog. I'm not sure. That looks like it might be K110 steel. I have not looked anything up on this knife. As always, I do not. Blade shape on this is very good. Comfort, I'm going to tell you right now, comfort in hand is stellar. There are no hot spots on this. It is shaped, in my opinion, just about perfect for the hand. But this nice blade comes down, little bit of belly up towards the very front, nicely thin behind the edge ground blade on this with a very nice shape, comes down, drops down, and lines up with the cut. That's one of the best things about some of these knives that have that very tip down approach is if you're cutting, you're lined up with that so that you can cut down and you don't have to worry about, like, I was doing some other things with other knives earlier, and I definitely was busting my knuckles because I was trying to do things and I kept hitting on the lid of the trash can that is cracked. So on this, you've got all that workspace forward where it's dropped down a little bit, and it gets you a good alignment to the cut, if you know what I mean. Blade shape is, like I said, very unique, and it is aggressively sharp. This is still the factory edge on this, and it is nasty sharp. The handles on this are done in gorgeous green micarta that has been milled with this. You wouldn't think that this makes that much of a difference. It's really hard to explain. It doesn't look like much of a step up in most of the areas, but you definitely get a clean tactile feel on that, where you can feel those, and they definitely make the knife feel better in hand. Pocket clip so far has been pretty good. It is a little tight. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but there is no hot spots on this at all. You've got a really good grip, and even though I'm a big fan of a full finger choil, this thing has got just enough space right here, as opposed to a couple other knives that I've talked about where they have this wide area here. This almost adds to that and acts like a finger choil, and I've used it like that a couple times so far today, and it's very comfortable, and I don't feel as though I'm going to go up and onto the sharp part of the blade. So unlike a few of the other knives, like the Nimble, where they have this big open area, this actually is functional in that. It doesn't feel like you're spread out too far. In the grip like this, perfectly good. I've got about 3 and a 3.5 finger grip on that, but it feels very good and stable. and you've got some decent jimping. It's not super aggressive. But the other cool thing about this is the thumb stud deployment on this. Thumb studs on this thing are great, but very rarely do I find thumb studs, because it does have dual thumb studs. Very rarely do I find thumb studs that I can actually get up under and use as a flipping aperture. So, and as you can see, they're very attractive because they're made in micarta as well. So yeah, removable. You could probably replace these with other thumb studs if you want. I find these really to be good. Reverse flick off thumb studs is very cool. I do enjoy that. Now, there's only a couple little things about this, and we will turn this around and we'll do a couple of the small things that I have noticed. They are minute little things. I wanted to mention, this is a very attractive grind on this, because what you have is it sweeps up and then it transitions down to a nice tip, but that is a very thick piece of steel. That's a thick blade stock. And like it's liner lock access is really, really good. So let's talk about the only couple small things I have noticed. First of all, like I said, these are all very small things. There is no weight issues. The weight on it is just the way I want it. It's just about perfect. But the pocket clip is really, really tight. I had it in and out of jeans, and it's a little tight getting in and out. It goes in fairly well, but it is very, very tight. I like the pocket clip. It is comfortable, but it's really tight. Other thing, I have tightened the pivot down. It had a little bit of blade play, and I've been playing with it again. It has developed a little bit more blade play. I think that after we get done with this, I am going to put a little bit of Loctite on this. That's an aesthetic thing. I really don't like being able to see the detent track, but it's a compact little knife. And, you know, when you have all these lines, something is going to give. But I don't like being able to see the detent hole. It is covered when it's open and closed, but I don't like seeing the detent track. And the last thing is the pivot screw and pivot stand up a little bit. I wish that they were a little more flush, because what happens is, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm a little OCD. It doesn't sit flat like the scales, because I know it's micarta and everything, but when you look at it at different angles, you can see it almost looks canted. That's not a functional thing. It's just I have absolutely OCD about the way some things look on knives. And then it's just got a big lanyard hole. But I like everything else about this knife so far. That is so good right there. And it's just a good looking knife. So far in cutting, it has cut really, really well and aggressively. I had a little bit of I was cutting up some cardboard, like I said, and I threw this in the mix to do a little just first day testing. The other knives are knives that we're going to see the full review on here before too long. So guys, that's basically it. Like I said, first day in pocket. I really like this. I'm pretty pleased with it. I don't know price or anything yet, because this is a blind first day in pockets. I won't know anything until I get ready to shoot the full review. And then for those of you who have been asking where I get this mat, a lot of people ask this. You can get this at nafs.com. Let me zoom in on that. nafs.com. That's the website. This is Ben from, Banter Ben. It's he's in on this. So if you're looking for one of these mats, that's where you can get them. All right, let's turn this around, do some final thoughts. There you go. This Petrified Fish Havrog is great so far. I really do like this knife a lot. I'm pretty impressed with both of them that came in from Petrified Fish that Jared sent. I'm pleasantly pleased with them. This one's just awesome though. It's got a cool look and feel. You guys saw it at the tabletop. We're gonna see how this pans out over the next couple weeks to a month or so. Usually it takes a couple weeks for me to do a lot of the testing and get a feel for it and run it through its paces and see if it's something I like for how I carry knives. So guys, that's it. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. That is the best thing all around that you can do for any channel, not just mine. If you watch a video for more than 15 seconds and you don't drop a like, you're not helping the channels that you like and love. It definitely helps them get up through the algorithm. Creators put a lot of work into what we put out, and then, all we're asking is that you just at least like the videos and share them. So if you want to support the channel, like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon. If you hit the bell icon, make sure you set it for all, even though YouTube's only going to send out 3 notifications. And then make sure that you've got notifications turned on your device. If you do want to support the channel financially, there's a ton of affiliate links down below. It doesn't matter what you purchase. Once you click on that link, on Amazon, I still get credit for it. There's a couple that will save you money at checkout, Coffee Brand Coffee and Atlas VPN. Both run discounts with my affiliate link. Other ways you can do it, I have a membership down below. It's all tier-based. All of my members have access to my Gilded server, which is just like Discord. Baseline and premium tier members are automatically entered into a giveaway that I do on the Gilded server. And the premium guys have access to sharpening tutorial series here on YouTube that's behind that paywall. And the final way is I do have a merchandise store. It's on Ember Shirt Co., where you can pick up my merchandise or other creators' merchandise for a discount with my coupon code CrazySharp, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp, all one word, saves you 10% at checkout. So, guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. It makes it easier for me and Nico to keep the channel moderated. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I will see you in the next video.